The last call from apartment 302. It started with a call that should have never come through. Ethan Cole worked the night shift at a small-town 24/7 emergency dispatch center in Ohio. It was a busy job. Most nights, he'd deal with drunk callers, noise complaints, or the occasional medical emergency. But that night, something felt off. It was 2:17 a.m. when the call came in. The line did ring normally. Instead, it clicked, like someone had already been on the line. Ethan frowned and adjusted his headset. 911, what is your emergency? For a few seconds, there was nothing, just silence. Then, very faintly, he heard breathing, not normal breathing. It was slow, wet, almost like someone was struggling to breathe through something thick. Hello? Can you hear me? Ethan asked. The breathing stopped. Then a whisper came through. Here. Ethan sat up straight. Who is there? What's your location? Pause. Then the whisper again, shakier this time. Apartment 302, please. Don't let him see me. Ethan quickly typed the address into his system. The apartment complex showed up instantly. Willow Creek Apartments. Old building. Few complaints. Nothing serious. Stay on the line. Officers are on the way. Are you alone? No response. Just silence again. Then, a loud thud. Like something heavy hitting the floor. Ethan flinched. Hello? What was that? The woman's voice came back. This time barely audible. He knows I called. Ethan felt a chill run down his spine. Listen to me. Lock yourself in a room. Stay quiet. Help is coming. Then, another sound. Footsteps. Slow. Dragging. Not coming from the caller's end, but echoing through the line, as if the microphone was picking up something close. Very close. The woman started breathing fast. He's outside the door. Ethan's heart started pounding. Stay calm. Stay quiet. Do not open the door. The footsteps stopped. There was a long pause. Then, a knock. 3 slow knocks. Knock. 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 Ethan froze. Don't answer it, he said quickly. The woman whispered, It's not knocking on the door. Ethan blinked. What do you mean? Her voice cracked. Knocking on the wall. Inside the room, Ethan felt his stomach drop. That did make sense. How is that possible? Is someone inside with you? No answer. Only the sound of something scratching, like nails, dragging across wood. Then the woman screamed. A short, sharp scream, and the call went dead. Ethan immediately dispatched officers. Unit 12 was just 5 minutes away, but those 5 minutes felt like forever. He kept staring at the screen. Call disconnected. No callback. He tried dialing the number back. Nothing. Just a dead tone. When the officers finally arrived, Ethan listened in through the radio. Dispatch, we are at apartment 302. Pause. Then, doors locked. No response. Ethan leaned closer. Do you hear anything inside? Negative. Wait. A faint static sound filled the radio. There's something on the door. Ethan frowned. What do you mean? The officer's voice dropped. Scratch marks. Deep ones. Another pause. Then suddenly, doors open. Loud footsteps. Shouting. Then silence. Ethan's chest tightened. Unit 12, report. No response. Only static. Then, a new voice came through the radio. Not the officer. Not anyone Ethan recognized. It was the same whisper from the call. He's here too. He's here too. The line went dead. Backup units were sent immediately. This time, 3 cars. When they arrived, everything was quiet. Too quiet. Apartment 302's door was open. Inside, no officers, no woman, no signs of struggle. Just an empty apartment, except for one thing. On the living room wall, deep scratch marks. Dozens of them. And written between them, in something that looked like dried blood. Don. Answer him. Ethan could shake it off. That voice. That call. It didn't feel like a prank. It felt real. Too real. So after his shift ended, He did something he supposed to do. He drove to Willow Creek Apartments. It was almost sunrise when he got there. The building looked normal, quiet, peaceful, like nothing had ever happened. Apartment 302 was sealed off with police tape, but the front manager was there. An old man named Carl. Ethan showed his badge. I was the dispatcher last night. I just need to understand what happened. Carl hesitated, then sighed. You're not the first one. Ethan frowned. What do you mean? Carl looked at the building. That apartment. It's been empty for years. Ethan's blood ran cold. That's not possible. I got a call from someone inside. Carl shook his head slowly. No one lives there. A long silence. Then Carl added, but sometimes, people still call from it. Ethan felt a chill crawl up his spine. What happened there? Carl looked uncomfortable. About 10 years ago, a woman lived there, alone. Ethan stayed quiet. Carl continued. She called the police one night, said someone was inside her apartment. Ethan's hands tightened. What happened to her? Carl swallowed. They found her body the next morning. Pause. In the walls. Ethan's heart skipped a beat. What? They said she'd been dragged, somehow forced into the wall space. Ethan couldn't speak. Carl leaned closer. And the worst part? Ethan whispered. What? Carl's voice dropped. There were scratch marks on the inside. Ethan left immediately. His mind was racing. That could be real. It just could be. But that voice, it was the same. That night, Ethan went back to work, trying to act normal, trying to forget. But deep down, he knew something was over. 2:17 a.m. The exact same time. The phone clicked again. Ethan froze. Slowly, he picked it up. 911. What? Your emergency. Silence. Then, breathing. Wet. Heavy breathing. Ethan's hands started shaking. Hello? The whisper came back. Closer this time. Clearer. You came. Ethan's heart dropped. Who is this? Pause. Then, now he knows you too. Ethan's breath caught. What do you mean? Suddenly, a sound came from behind him. Inside the dispatch room. Knock. 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 Ethan slowly turned his head. The sound was coming from the phone anymore. It was coming from the wall, right behind him. His entire body froze. The whisper on the phone said, Don, answer him. The knocking got louder, more aggressive. Bang, 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 bang. The wall started shaking slightly. Ethan stumbled back from his desk. Who's there? No answer. Just scratching. From inside the wall. Then, crack appeared. Right in front of him. Something moved inside it. Something dark. Something thin. And then, hand pushed through. Long fingers. Skin stretched too tight. Nails digging into the wall as it pulled itself out. Ethan screamed. The phone dropped to the floor. Still connected. Still recording. The last thing heard on the call was Ethan's voice. Begging. Screaming. Then silence. The next morning, Ethan Cole was reported missing. No signs of struggle. No evidence. Just an empty chair. And on the wall behind his desk, fresh scratch marks, and written between them, in something dark and wet, he answered,